So first you want to think about what makes a function even or odd. A function is even when f of negative x equals f of x for all x element of the domain, and odd when f of negative x equals the negative function. What does that mean? That means it's even if you can plug in a negative x for every single x in the function and it stays the same. So for example, even function. An example of an even function would be f of x equals x squared. Why is this even? Well, if I plug in a negative x here, so negative x, and I plug a negative x into my function, when I simplify that, it looks just like my original function. That makes it even. Well, what about odd? Well, odd says if I plug in a negative to my function, then it's going to be the opposite. So let's say x cubed, all right? If I plug in a negative x to this function, then I'm going to have negative x cubed. Well, if I cube negative x times negative x times negative x, I get negative x cubed, which is the exact opposite of that original function. That is an odd function. So then what would make something neither? Well, neither means that it doesn't fit either of those definitions. So for example, if I had a function, let's say x cubed plus x squared. Let's see what happens when I plug that in. Well, if I plug in a negative x here, I have a negative x to the third power and a negative x to the second power. I would get negative x cubed plus x squared. Well, that's not the same as my original function, but it's also not opposite. Opposite of the original function would have made both of those negative, right? So this is neither even or odd. It doesn't fit either of those definitions. Hope this helps, Cece.